Now, one of the biggest questions we get as we head toward the winter season is always, what is the winter going to be like? What are we going to see? How much snow are we going to get? Can't give you exact numbers.
I say, you guys are good.
We try.
But
and we
it's
try.
a long winter ahead.
Yeah, I mean, there's a long time, averaging about 30 inches of snow, but I've been here when we've had just a foot or so of snow in a winter. I've been here when we've had almost 60 inches of snow in a winter. So we can give you some general ideas, just kind of be looking at patterns to see what is happening. And the one place we turn to is to look at our sea surface temperatures. Now you may think,
interesting.
Why are we looking at the sea surface temperatures? Well, it affects the upper level pattern that moves across the United States. And right now what we're seeing is some cold water off the coast of Peru. This is La Nina. You've heard of El Nino? Warm water off the coast of Peru?
Yes.
La Nina, cold water off the coast of Peru.
Okay.
So that's what tells us what the weather pattern is going to develop like generally during that winter season. And in a typical La Nina pattern, when you have that cold water coming up as those trade winds move from east to west and bring that cool air up, it changes the weather pattern here across the United States to allow more cold to move down across our area. So here's what it kind of sets up as across the United States. And if you think about what we've been like already, the La Nina pattern we are in is kind of what it looks like it will set up as and continue. So colder than normal, the plains, the upper Midwest, generally across Iowa. The Gulf Coast, generally more dry and warm, and then there's some spots that see a bit more precipitation. That's a bit more of a question mark during a La Nina year. But certainly the weather pattern will bring storms in, and that's the direction we've been seeing our storms coming from, which could lead to additional snowfall. In fact, our outlook for the winter of 25-26 calls for below normal temperatures. Well, you saw that northwest air.
Uh-oh.
You better get the extra layers on.
Gator,
Yeah, I was going to say, 2 gaiters on. That's true in that same area. So that looks very similar to what we showed you for the La Nina pattern that we set up. As far as precipitation is concerned, well, guess what? Looks similar as well. Eastern Iowa right now also expected to be in a bit wetter pattern. Now, if it's colder and wetter, you get snow.
Okay.
Which we've had.
That doesn't sound so bad.
That's what the winter season is for, right? We should see snow. So it looks like we could probably see a little bit more snow than normal for our winter pattern. So here's the effects. Statewide temperatures tend to be cooler than in neutral or El Nino years. You can't get a neutral year where there's no big warming or cooling off those waters off of Peru. Cold years can happen in La Nina years, and certainly it looks like that is the case. And again, a bit of a wetter trend. So I personally, being a winter weather fan, love when we have a La Nina winter because it tends to get more wintry across eastern Iowa. Recent La Nina winters we've seen, 2020 and 21, colder than normal, slightly wetter than normal.